That's funny. That's freaking roasting in here.
Sorry.
Am I supposed to say freaking? People are going to look at you weird when you do this, but don't worry about it. You're with the mayor. So, probably like, what the hell is the car doing here? This route, I'm going to show you a bridge that's 1,400 feet long, goes right through the middle of Wolf Lake. It's a bridge for bike trails. Whoa. Hi, sir. This is going to start freaking you out in a second, but this is cool. Like the Indiana Toll Road's right over here. This is a bike trail we opened up, which is unique. You have to consider, this is like an island we're on, and you're going to see how skinny it is in a couple seconds. So. Oh wow, we're gonna have to turn around some other way. You can get by that, right? We can do this. Sorry. So this is we're right in the middle of Wolf Lake. You can't beat this, right? This is cool. They're not gonna know who you are. Just pull in all the way through. This is a secure area, Hammond Marina. Hey guys, it's Mayor Tom. Hey, could you open it? Thank you. Okay, so mid-80s, this area was, obviously there's no marina at Hammond. At the time, there's no marina in Gary, there's no marina in EC, okay? And my dad has this idea that he wants to build a marina here, and it was like, I want to say it was $20 million, which back in the 80s is a crap ton of money. I mean, it's a crap ton of money now.
No, but still,
like you're talking in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, we paid off the bonds actually a few years ago for my dad's original investment. But they built this marina here, and then my dad brings over a ship, and he says he wants to put gambling on the ship. The ship's called the Clipper, and it never did result in gambling, and the ship never really took off. But where the Clipper was sitting back in the day, my dad built it, is Horseshoe Casino, which is a savior for our city. This casino got us through the rough times. Hammond's backbone. I always tell the fire department, if you ever hear fire at Horseshoe Casino, you send all units. So you take a left over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a 900 slip marina. Not all of them are filled. We're working on that, but it's a beautiful neighborhood of boats. These people come here every year. They have the same spot every year. They know who's next door to them because they've been doing it every year. And then right next to it is Horseshoe Casino with the great venue on top of it that holds like 4,000 people for concerts, top-notch acts. This is a big deal for us. It was a $400 million project when the Horseshoe built the barge. That's 6 different levees welded together to hold the Horseshoe Casino together.
Do you and your dad ever get a chance to sort of drive through the city and say, here's what I did, and you're like, no, here's what I did, and he's like, no, here's what I did.
Oh yeah, I'm very aware of what my dad did, but my dad was mayor, and he was a great mayor, and they needed my dad when he came along, and he did a lot of great things for us. To this day, the best thing he ever did was the marina, because if the marina was never there, then the boat would have never come to Hammond. If we never had a boat, Hammond would be a different city right now, not for the better. Yeah. So like what the boats allowed us to do, and listen, when it comes to gaming, I think we have the best casino, and we do the best. But the reason we do the best is because Chicago is like 1 block that way. Yep. It's all about location. If you built a boat next door to us, it would do as well, but not as well because we're closer. Okay. So when you talk about East Chicago, they can't really compete with us, and when you talk about Gary, they completely can't compete with us because the gambler is going to the closest casino. Yep. Sorry for the water. Thanks. I backwashed, so hope you don't mind.
All right.
Yeah.
I did before you, so don't worry.
Nice.
As you drive day to day through the city, what are the other times where you're like, what, I really love being mayor of the city?
I am like that most of the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People are nice to me. And it wasn't always that way. When I first took over as mayor, I think there was a lot of people in Hammond that were skeptical because I was so young, and I had, my dad. Mayor Dilo was not hated. He was a nice man. I mean, gosh, the guy's a deacon in the Catholic Church. You can't be a bad person, right? So, when I first became mayor, I think a lot of people were wondering who the heck I was, and maybe skeptical because I was so young. And my first election was the closest election I've ever had, and I got through that. And ever since then, it's been overwhelming majorities every time I ran against anybody, even including a Democratic precinct race. And then last year, when I say we, Marissa and I. Marissa ran for Lake County Judge, and that was the first time anybody in my family ever ran outside of Hammond, Indiana. And I didn't know how it was going to go. And Marissa...
that was a tough battle.
It was a tough battle, but overall, you know, I think my family's developed a brand of that people respect us, which is nice. They expect us to do the right thing and make the tough calls, and you know, it's good.
It was great. We had her speak at All About the Girls a couple weeks ago.
I know that.
And the nice, strong message that she sent right off the bat was, let your girls be leaders. Don't make your girls be girls. Let your girls be leaders. And she talked about how her dad and you have both said, no, just you can do it. Whatever it is you're going to go after.
Yep.
Her dad taught her that early on. You could do whatever a boy can do.
Yep.
You taught her that. Just go after it.
Yeah. I remember when I first brought it up to Marissa to run for office, and she was like, "You're crazy." I'm like, no way. I'm like, all right, I get it. Is that for everybody? And then one of her friends talks to her about the same exact race about a week after that. And Marissa comes to me and she said, "Did you talk to Lisa?" And I said, "About what?" And she says, "Lisa wants me to run for circuit court judge. It's the same thing you told me." And I said, "Well, Lisa's smart. You would win. Like, you should." And she's like, "Really? You really think I'd win?" I said, "I think absolutely you would." But this was like mid-January. You take a left up there. This was like mid-January. I'm like, Marissa, the election's in 4 months. If you're going to do this, we better get moving on it, you know?
You gotta go.
We can't sit there and dilly-dally
and talk about getting along city to city. That it's not necessarily always easy to get along with other mayors, let alone your neighbors. You and Joe have sort of got to, even when you're agreeing or disagreeing, you seem to just stick together.
Always mutual respect, for sure. Mayor Joe and I got elected at the same time, so we've been, you know, standing by each other's side for 14 years, and quite frankly, 99% of the issues we agreed on, it's when you don't agree, that's when it makes news. And usually if you don't agree on something, it has to do with money, which was the case. And it wasn't just Mayor Joe, by the way. It was Highland and Griffith and Hammond and Whiting and Munster got into a huge argument over what's eventually going to be billions of dollars required. Not billions of dollars, not accurate. Eventually it's going to be $250 million worth of work that's going to be required on the sanitary system that collects waters for those communities. And nobody wants to pay the debt service that's going to come with $250 million of debt. Okay, so usually when there's arguments, it's about money, and that's what I found. But as far as Whiting, our neighbor,
and they've got to speak on staff on behalf of their
Mayor Joe has to protect
you got to speak on your folks.
Absolutely, and it's big money. Nobody wants to pay that. But like as far as Whiting being a neighbor, it's a strong city, led by a great mayor, and it's beautiful. Like they're doing a great job on their side of the border, and we're doing a good job on our side of the border. And I think what you're noticing in the Robertsdale section, Whiting-Robertsdale, is this is where people go to have a good time. Festival of Lakes, Pierogi Fest, the casino, the Lost Marsh Golf Course, Whiting Park, which is beautiful. I mean, the bike trail that connects everything. This is the place. Hey, you want to take a right here? This is an environmental project that got an award from the United Nations. Yes, the United Nations gave this an award. This is what you're driving on right now. Used to be a mountain of slag, which is basically the byproduct of steel making. Slag is basically like a rock that will never be moved. You need like a jackhammer to get through it. So Hammond had this slag mountain right in the middle of their city, and I have to give credit to the former administration. Mayor Delo came along and they had a vision and they spent a lot of money, but basically they put a bunch of biosolids on top of the slag heap, about 8 feet worth. So anyway, we're real proud of this. 18-hole championship golf course plus a first tee program over here with the hundreds of kids go through every year, and a 9-hole golf course for the kids. This is one of my happy places for sure. It's hard to believe that this quiet little place, this is Wolf Lake Memorial Park, beautiful park. This quiet little place will hold 15,000 people during a concert for, in probably a month and a half. We'll go through here. No, we can go on the path over here. This is when it's good to be the mayor. I can do stuff like this. They may come up and freak out initially, but when they realize I'm here, they'll be all right with it.
I won't get the good news vehicle arrested.
Yeah, right. Usually, like where we are right now, there's thousands of people, all looking at that stage right there, which is it's an amazing feeling being up there, just feeling the crowd and the excitement. And
touch on, as long as we're here just for a second, touch on the bands this year.
The band's
going to be here.
We got Wednesday, July 19th, Cool in the Gang. Thursday, July 20th, I got the band Bush, which is amazing.
Yep.
I mean,
that was like the biggest new announcement.
It's crazy. And then I got Limp Bizkit, which is big too, and that's Friday the 21st. And Saturday the 22nd, Flo Rida.
Yep.
By the way, Twista is a Chicago rapper. He's opening for Flo Rida.
Okay.
And then Sunday the 23rd, we got Into Pavillion, which is Latin night.
Okay.
And this band is great. And we're actually, for the first time ever, getting more VIP requests for the Latin act than we are for some of our bigger acts like Bush. This is a great place to be. But this area we're in now is behind the stage during the fest. Now it started off, it used to be free to get back here. Now we have it, so it's an upgrade. And back here, you'll see right in this area is where all the acts always park, and it's a security area. But if you're a fan, you could literally come right here and stand at the fence, and you can see people like the rock stars walk right by you, which is awesome. And people literally, during the whole show, they'll sit there.
Just waiting for the people to come.
Because they'd rather, they can hear the music, but they're waiting.
A lot of people fishing out here.
Yeah, this is frowned upon generally, driving on these. They'll let the mayor get away.
This is actually special only
right?
access.
Yeah,
don't do this.
Please do not.
Nobody
do this.
that watches this
This
video
is frowned
do
upon
this.
officially. Okay, see what this windmill is over here? We're gonna have, no, this is Calumet Avenue right over here to the left, which is a busy crossing. Now, if you stop right here, you'll see right across by the Environmental Center, there's a great bike trail that goes right into Whiting right there. And then the park that we drove through over here is a great bike trail that connects up to Wolf Lake, connects up to the, Erie Lackawanna, going through Hammond. But to get across this major crossing is a bear. I mean, you literally will stop for 5 minutes sometimes and wait for the traffic to clear, and it's dangerous. If you're pushing it, like dumb people like me, that want to, they're timing yourself and they want to get across fast, it's just bad. So we're building a bridge. So it starts off as a bridge, the bike trail bridge going across Calumet. We got the right-of-ways, we're ready to go. And now we've expanded it into where this windmill is a whole wall that we're going to build. It's going to be a place you could sit and watch the shows. So it's going to be like an elevated, like a bowl, basically. And on the top of the bowl is going to be the bike trail bridge where you could drop down, so you could use it as a bike trail bridge. But also we're going to make this like a concert venue. Now, I'm really happy to see security's finally on the ball. Wonder what the heck's going on. No, let's just stand. Let's see if they do their job. If they tase you, I apologize.
When I see you at Festival of Lakes, I know you've got a secret desire that you'd love to be the rock. You'd love to be a singer at the front of the stage. You'd definitely like to.
I would definitely
be Peter Frampton up there.
I'd like to be a rock star. I would definitely be.
So
rock
you wouldn't
and roll.
dance, but you'd definitely sing.
No, I'd be jamming though. You could jam. It's different.
Yeah. So if you had the ideal band that you would get to play at Festival of Lakes, who would you play?
ZZ Top would be the perfect Festival of the Lakes band. And I don't even think it's a stretch to think we can get them in the next year or two. My favorite show ever was, my favorite show as an accomplishment was when Sublime played here.
Okay.
That for me was a big deal because that was one of my favorite bands. And I aggressively pursued them for 3 years and got them. So that was cool. So there's certain times I'm standing up there just like, I cannot believe Sublime's about to play in my city. There's times like that, you can't beat this job. So what kind of music do you listen to?
I would say more like 80s, 90s rock. Years ago, a kid growing up, what were you listening to? You were driving.
I listened to like heavy metal,
high school.
Like heavy metal.
Okay.
When I was like some heavy metal and then like Van Halen and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like hair bands, I guess you'd call them now. But my music sucked. So I go a lot wider. I listen to classic rock, I listen to rap, I listen to old music, I listen to theater. Like Hamilton's probably my favorite show ever.
Really?
I listen to Hamilton on my mixtape. I'll be driving on my bike listening to Hamilton. I love Hamilton, by the way. It's like a life-changing event.
I haven't seen, I've heard everything about it, but we haven't gone yet.
Chris, you gotta go.
Why?
It's the best. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing show. It's like the best ever.
And I'm not
I can't sell it any harder than I just did. It's the most amazing show you'll see. Take it to the bank. Thanks, Chris.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
We drove illegally on bike paths. We drove all over the city.
Where you're not supposed to park.
Great job. Let's do it again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thanks a lot for doing it.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.